Hello and welcome to episode 17 of the hashtag Links Lives Natters podcast, where we talk about everything in Lincolnshire with myself, Shelley. Today's guest is Simon North. Simon is the director of a company called Lait Sporting Events Limited. Over the past 10 years, Lait founder Simon has built the brand up from nothing and alongside the events company runs a sports memorabilia shop. The idea is to bring household names to the area. In today's episode, Simon will be discussing the challenges and opportunities and maybe a few name drops like Ryan Giggs, Sir Geoff Hurst, on what celebrities or sporting icons we can expect in Lincolnshire. Hello Simon and welcome to the hashtag Links Lives Natters podcast. We're in a new venue today, the George Bull Technology Centre. Hello Simon and welcome.
Appreciate that, thank you very much, it's good to be here.
Oh, you're welcome. So tell me, what are you doing in Lincolnshire? You know, what's happening and what's your company?
Obviously, we've started predominantly in Cleethorpes, we're expanding to Lincoln, we've done bits in Hull. We specialise in sporting events and music and comedy.
Music and comedy?
Yeah, we've got obviously a few strings to our bow, should we say. Predominantly it is in the sporting world. We work with the likes of Tyson Fury, Paul Gascoigne, Robbie Fowler, Jamie Carragher.
He's just name dropping here, ladies and gentlemen. You know, just a few of these.
Harry Redknapp, Vinnie Jones.
He's definitely name dropping here.
Yeah,
a few
I'll
people.
Get them in. I won't spoil too much.
Yeah. You know what? You know, how did you get started with Lait Sports and stuff? Why did you want to do this?
It come about. I used to do a lot of work for charity. It started by doing, I ran a football team in Grimsby, Cleethorpes, just a local pub team. We started doing a lot for charity with it. The first one was Neil Ruddock.
Neil Razor Ruddock.
Interesting character.
I bet.
We've had him twice. And it sort of went from there. And then I had a break from it. And then we got back in and I thought, do it as a business. I mean, I say it's a business, it's still predominantly it's a hobby of mine more than anything, that I love doing. I love the event scene and involved and trying to sort of give the town the best nights of entertainment. Now we are going further afield in Lincoln with Ryan Giggs and Cumbria on Friday night. We're getting asked to do a lot in different towns and cities, so it's quite an exciting time. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not been a difficult time because I won't be telling the truth, but hopefully the future, the way things are going, we can, move forward on all aspects of the company, and hopefully in Lincoln we can bring some great nights of entertainment and bring these acts over.
Yeah, because I find a lot of people don't want to come to Lincolnshire, do they? They think it's this county, this very rural county in the middle of nowhere really, and people just don't want to come. But you're changing all that by bringing all these big names, and especially to sort of like Grimsby and Cleethorpes. You're bringing these big names to the county, aren't you?
Yeah, it's obviously a big part of it's Lincolnshire. We are travelling across, and it's quite a proud moment as well. Bringing these acts, we're getting a lot of that from people and our supporters. Our fan base is certainly growing. Obviously our first event was Ryan Giggs in Lincoln. It's for the area. I mentioned previously, we like a challenge, so to bring someone like that to the area, people don't think that it's not someone they're going to see every day, so we're looking to sort of bring the biggest and best to the county. And,
when you found out, it's like, wow, I could potentially bring Ryan Giggs to Lincolnshire. What did you think?
I won't say what dreams are made of, because I'm a Liverpool fan.
We're going to discuss that later, mister, I think, because I'm going to say something, and I know there's probably going to be a bit of banter here between us, because there might be a bit of rivalry here,
You probably heard a comment I made at Ryan Giggs that night. Obviously, he was present, but we'll leave that one. But no, Ryan Giggs is arguably one of the best players ever to have played in the Premier League, and certainly for Manchester United, by the fans, he got voted the best. So to bring someone who's playing in front of 60,000 people week in, week out, when he played his playing career, to bring him to the area is absolute, for us. It's a massive, and it is. I don't really talk about it. People do the talking for me, family and friends and stuff. inside I am proud, but you know, I don't probably express it as much as I should, because that's not the kind of person I am. But for me, it is. You do get a buzz. But now I think we've got to the level now when we're getting at. I kind of take it a little bit in the stride now, rather than, you know, oh, that's great. You know what I mean? I think because we're trying to get the best. It is harder to think of another name and do something different because of the people we have, and that's probably why we're exploring different areas, so we can take them acts to different areas as well. I mean, like I said, it's not just here. We're getting asked and have supporters and sort of the respect country wide that we're getting asked to do stuff in Newcastle. And I've speaking to Ian Hart, ex-Premier League footballer, the other day about he's got a managing company and he looks after players and doing signings. So it's not just a case of events, it's what else we're trying to add to the company, sort of.
Yeah, because I think it's fantastic that with these, you know, this level of, I don't know if we can call them icons or celebrities or just, some of them are legends, aren't they?
Yeah, to put it, the legends is always a hard word, and it's always brings the sort of conversation, what is a legend and what isn't.
Yeah.
Ryan Giggs certainly is.
Yeah.
Paul Gascoigne for me certainly is, and it's people, it's how they look at what a legend is. And I even stretching away from what we're doing, people say like Jurgen Klopp, he's not a Premiership legend. You know, debatable thing, how can you say something like that? But it's football, and it's talking points. Obviously most of our events are football, we do deal with boxing, but it's and it makes the sport as well that people have that opinions on things as well. So, but yeah, interesting.
Yeah, because I noticed he's name dropping again in there with all these people he's mixing with. Yeah. You've got quite a few events coming up in Lincoln and stuff. If you just want to quickly sort of run through, so obviously I'm going to mention you've got one coming up, which is is he Sir Jeff Hurst, or does he just like to be called Jeff Hurst?
Obviously, first we've got Gaza, Paul Gascoigne.
I forgot Gaza, Simon's hero, and I actually forgot Gaza.
Yeah, and
Paul Gascoigne.
Paul Gascoigne, it's Gaza. For me, my favourite ever England player. I get to interview. I compare that one. I've started doing a bit myself on that. People we discussed earlier, people say about Gaza and things like that. We're not going to hide the fact that he's had his few issues and stuff on stage.
Gaza gets quite a hard time in the press, you know, but obviously you've worked with him, you know, quite a few times, and you see a completely different side to Gaza and stuff. And you were saying to me, once you get him on stage, you can't shut him up, can you?
He comes alive, probably like he did on the football pitch. In all honesty, he's. I don't think the country's seen anything like him, but when you see him, he comes up, cuddles me. For me, it's the biggest buzz. I won't tell my wife, but a cuddle off Gaza is probably better than a lie.
Do we edit that bit out, or shall we keep it? Shall we
I'll probably get more cuddles off Gaza than I do off the wife, in all honesty.
You know, that must have been, you know, the first time you met Gaza, because obviously, you know, we were talking and you said he was a bit of a hero, and Gaza just suddenly comes up and gives you a cuddle. Wow, did he just cuddle me? You know, did he just like cuddle me? I was a bit like that, I think, when I first met Suggs from Madness. I actually met Suggs from Madness. I interviewed him, and I actually said to him, and I remember this going, I've supported you ever since I was a kid, and I remember Suggs looking at me going, oh my God, how old are you? You know, and he's sort of like, wow. They say you should never meet your heroes though, don't you? But in your case, it's been for the best, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I never thought, you know, all them years ago that I'd be in the position where that I've sat in a room, spoke to them. I don't probably take advantage of that as much because I'm too busy at the events, but like I say, Paul Gascoigne, to be in, you know, his company and talk to him and have 10-15 minutes. We actually, funny enough, we went to Warrington to do a signing with him and Vinny.
That's Vinny Jones, Lady Jones.
Yeah, with Vinny Jones, they did like a dual event there together, and I was in the room with Gaza literally for an hour and a half, talking like we are now, talking football, and it was one of the best hour and a half I had, just on a level, like I was talking to your best friend, and some of the stories he was telling me, and it was like I was interviewing him, but he was in his comfort zone. he was sat there with his donuts and his crisps and...
Oh, bless him. So if we ever go to an event and Gaz's there, we'll just take him some donuts,
biscuits, wine
biscuits,
gums,
donuts and all the rest of it.
He's well away. But,
going back to the events, like you say, you've got Gaza next weekend and tickets are available, which we will put on our platform links as well. So we'll make sure all the details for Gaza are there next week, because you've had a change of date for that one from the original date that he was coming, haven't you?
Yeah, we hope Maria, my events manager, has got it out all across the people. She's contacted everyone. It moved from the Saturday the 23rd to the Friday, so it's next Friday the 22nd. The reason being they're having a Euro 96 reunion, because England play Brazil on a Saturday, and it's in honour of Terry Venables. So they've invited all the players.
We can say legend for that man,
definitely.
Can't we?
So it's one that I would have loved to have for Terry, unfortunately. But yeah, so he's managed to obviously apologise that one, but I don't think we can really take that away from him being a part of that, because Terry didn't just obviously manage Gaza at England. He was very close with him while he was at Spurs as well. So
so Gaza's next weekend, and that's at the Hilton in Lincoln. Like I say, tickets are available, and we will put all the links on our platform. Another. This one I can say legend to.
Yeah.
Sir Geoff Hurst is coming to Lincoln as well, and I've heard sort of on the grapevine that this might be his last year for doing these sort of events.
Yeah, you've certainly heard right. It's his farewell tour. We link up with him that week, regular to be fair. The Thursdays in Lincoln, the Saturdays in Claythorpes, and then we've got an afternoon dinner with him in Hull. So we've got him 3 times. We're lucky to do that. He's the only remaining survivor from that famous 1966 World Cup, when we won the World Cup, the only year we've won it. And more importantly, on top of that, he was the hat-trick hero from that 4-2 victory against Germany. So I think to bring someone like that is unbelievable again. And, you know, we've touched on Gaza, bringing him and people like that, but to Geoff Hurst, and, you know, will we ever win it again?
What can people get from the event? You know, explain a typical event night, what people get for their money, the ticket prices.
Yeah, so obviously we try to be working for different budgets for what people can afford, because we know how the current climate is in the world and people affording things and the costing. So basically we start off as a bronze ticket. That is just the event where you sit down and watch the show, and chance to enter auctions and raffles. If you go VIP, which is silver, you get a photo with the acts, early meet and greet, and professional photos printed off. There's a chance to purchase a montage with your photo to go in as well, which is another great piece. Or if you're interested sponsorship wise, or a platinum ticket, you get a meal, a signed piece of memorabilia from Paul, and wine, champagne. The kind of list for that goes on and on, really. So it's kind of where you're at and what you sort of want to budget for this sort of event, really. So like I said, we try to work in affordability for everyone, really. We touched on earlier, these events do come at a high cost. So, you know, further down the line, if we can sort of move forward and get, you know, more and more supporters, then the future can be built, you know, brighter in the area with more people being there.
Yeah, because like you say, you do want to do more. You do want to bring more people in. So the more people that support, you know, and if we can get some sponsors, you know, I'll put it out there for you, Simon. Brilliant. You would love to have, you know, some sponsors out there, because you get your name on a board, you get advertising and stuff for the events, don't you?
Yeah, it's just the biggest thing as well. You know, for example, your company's been attached to, say, Sir Geoff Hurst. You're linked to a World Cup winner, a hat-trick hero. It goes beyond just your name being alongside the event. We are pushing our media side, you know, sort of side of things with the company. We want to give the companies focus, advertising, promotion. We want to work with local. You know, we want to make sure they entertain clients on the night, you know, the customers, even staff that they can bring us. Sometimes it's like, what can we do to treat the staff? They've done really well this year.
So sort of like an incentive as well.
Exactly.
For the companies.
So there's different ways to it, but like I say, your name attached, and it's a memorable evening as well to spend in the company of these acts, and you're getting, you know, more for your sort of your ticket in a sense of you, because you're indirectly meeting them as well in a sponsors lounge.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, there's a lot to the package with sponsors.
Yeah, do you find, you know, what sort of challenges do you face putting these events on and stuff like that? And you sort of like, yes, it's Lincolnshire and stuff like that. Do you find sort of challenges sort of doing it, really?
Yeah, it's obviously, first and foremost, the company myself is always a big risk putting on because of who attends. You know, when obviously the marketing side, getting the people to let people know. We still find a lot is, well, people actually knowing the events come on, and then after it they turn round and say, I didn't know it was on. You know, we're not probably in the world of where everyone bought a newspaper, a local newspaper, and it went out that way, where people was getting it through the door.
Yeah,
every day.
years ago you'd see the big announcements in the local papers and stuff like that. And I'm not a local Lincolnshire girl, as you could probably tell, and I know in my local paper there would be a massive advert in the paper, and you'll go, oh, such and such is coming, and there'd be a real buzz because people would be looking in the papers saying such and such is coming. But we live in a day and age where everything is media platform. You know, it's word of mouth, it's what site you're on, who's on this site and who's on that site. So is that a big challenge?
Like you touched on obviously we touched on the paper side. Is I can remember, I still am, being a Grimsby fan, and they used to do
he said it, ladies and gentlemen. He said it.
But the Sports Telegraph on a Saturday, it was results. Well, soon the results, and you was looking for the results. There was a report on the game, but it also had things like that. And like you say, we don't have it no more. It does go a bit of word of mouth or spread on across social media. So you're relying a bit on that, and obviously you're relying on the venues to sort of play their part to promote it as well. So it's working all together, but it is a challenge because it's, like you touched on it, is social media is the platform that is the main source of recruiting people to come, and I'm going to say it is hard to keep that going. It's a bit different. I think it's a bit different sometimes because, say, when we get an act and it's a player that's played for a certain club, it's kind of passed across to that supporters of the club. But we had Tyson Fury once, and luckily it was
Tyson Fury, as in the boxer. Wow!
So we had him after his
Lincolnshire. You brought Tyson Fury.
We play forts 700 in. We had him after his first Wilder fight, which was a draw. Wow. Bit like Marmite then, and at the time Tyson Fury, people liked him more.
What was Tyson Fury like?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant! What a guy!
Because again, the media can vilify him.
Yeah, great guy.
You know, and it's like you said, you see these people totally different, you know, to when they do the events, to how the media put them across and stuff.
Looking after all the events across where we've had, I can't really fault and sort of criticise many that we've dealt with. They've all been accommodating and come and chat, and Tyson was great. I still have photos of him. He's got his arm around my two couple of children. That was them. That is great memories. Yeah,
because Tyson Fury is somebody we like, you know, and I put it out there. I'd love to meet him and stuff and have a chat to him, because I think he is an interesting guy. Yeah. You know, he does have a lot to say and stuff like that. So, you know, that's somebody I think that's on my hit list is to talk to Tyson Fury and Paris as well. I'd like to talk to Paris because
everybody hasn't done more. In all honesty, I'm surprised Paris hasn't done a sort of own bill.
Yeah, I think she's too busy looking after all her children and stuff like that.
They might have to come with her, mightn't they, if we did an event with her. So, but I like a challenge, so we won't write it out.
This Links Lives Natters podcast is brought to you in association with A Guilty Secret, the brilliant new psychological thriller from best-selling Lincolnshire author Philippa East, creator of Little White Lies, Safe and Sound, and I'll Never Tell. It was only meant to be a game. At exclusive boarding school St Michael's, Carrie and her friends are used to getting away with anything, until one night their recklessness goes dangerously too far. They swore to keep what happened a secret. They swore to protect one another. But 16 years on, someone is about to break that promise, because you can't keep a guilty secret forever. Gripping and twisty, A Guilty Secret releases on the 18th of January 2024 and is available to pre-order via Amazon, Waterstones and your favourite independent bookshops now. Don't miss out. Discover Philippa East's brilliant psychological thrillers today.
Faulty boiler leaving you brainless. Radiator making you feel cold and lifeless. Leaky tap making you feel like a... Then call J&S Plumbing and Heating. You're local, you're friendly, reliable plumbing and heating engineer. We offer comprehensive solutions for all your plumbing, gas and heating issues. We are here to bring you and your plumbing back to life. So call J&S Plumbing and Heating when you're feeling a little grave. Hello?
Actually, that leads in brilliantly to another event you're having in August, which is with some of the Lincoln legends, and one of them I actually know really well, which is Simon Yeo.
Yeah.
And I was so pleased when you said Simon's coming, and also the great man that is Matt Reed as well.
Yeah, it was a difficult conversation with Matt Reed. We had a good bit of banter with Matt, to be fair. Private message. I've not spoken to him on the phone indirectly, but I've spoken to him across messages. I did let him know our support as well, and I was one of them on the terraces that used to sort of a little bit banter towards him. He was a bit of a, he was a bit of a rough diamond as a footballer, but he seems a great guy.
Absolutely, yeah.
But if you look across the board, it's like, I've looked at some of the Lincoln players. Obviously, we got Simon Yeo, you touched on, was a great goal scorer. Obviously we've got Matt Reed. Big imps, fans loved him, didn't he? He was a fan's favourite.
He was absolutely loved. I mean, no offence, Matt, if you are listening, you look at Matt Reed, he's not your typical footballer, is he? No. He's not the typical sort of build of a footballer, but he was loved. He was an absolute legend.
He wore you
Matt
on his sleeve, didn't he? And he knew to what. I'm a football man, I'm a scout as well, and he played. He used his ability and what he had in his areas to make the most of his game. And when he played my club, should we say, you knew
his
what he was going to do.
Simon now owns.
You knew he was going to be in a game.
Yeah.
And because he, how physical he was, and Lincoln used that to his strengths. But a different player.
Because it's not just Simon and Matt. There is another gentleman joining as well.
Yeah, we've got Scott Kerr as well. So I'm really pleased with that one. On top of that, and we are, we're looking to add players. So if there's any players that you can think about as well, you want to add to the lineup. As well, so there's plenty. We are talking, so I'm not going to spoil too many things and say too much to it.
You need to leave an air of suspense, Simon. It's sort of like don't say too much too soon.
We might have a surprise one. We might be, well, to be fair, there is a player that is still playing as well that I spoke to last night. He was still playing for a club, so it depends how they fixtures fall. The season actually kicks off on a Saturday. So we are hoping that Lincoln will be at an home game on a Saturday, so it'll lead in quite well, and then invite the players. I'm going to speak to Lincoln, the football club, directly, and we'll take them there. But the problem is, when you announce these, you don't know the fixture list till I think it's June. So you're waiting on the time period as well to sort of get these acts.
Because you've dropped a really big name this week as well. You dropped a really big name that you're bringing to the area as well yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, we've talked to Paul Scholes' management team. We've confirmed a date. We are waiting on 100% sort of his confirmation on the date. We think it's fine. But the problem when you live in this world of football, sometimes it's not so easy because the commitment. So we've definitely got Paul Scholes joining us in Cleethorpes in November. I'm thinking of dates now. I've got that many dates across the board. So that's another great one. It's a great name.
Do you know what would be ideal? would be great if we could have a Manchester United even dream team. Wouldn't it be great to bring them? Simon's looking at me like, how much money is that going to cost me?
I'm just thinking that it's hard enough working with one, never mind a lot of them when I'm a Liverpool
We could just
fan.
have, let a girl dream, like Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs. And I did mention a name to Simon earlier and he looked at me, oh yeah, I'll be broke if I was to bring this particular player along, and I won't mention his name. But I sort of like saying about a dream team that would be absolutely brilliant to put those sort of people together.
Well, class of '92 would probably give that away for the players.
For people that don't know the class of '92, that probably just has given away what I was actually asking Simon for. But what other people are coming to Lincoln? Just give us, or even the area. Do you just
away from, obviously we spoke about Gaza, Jeff Hurst, we've got Brian Robson. It's kind of a year of Manchester United players really for us. We've dealt a lot with Liverpool in the past, so we've got Brian Robson, one of the best ones I've probably seen in the sense of a proper people's person. Harry Redknapp, we touched on a conversation about Harry earlier before we started.
I'm really looking forward to
Harry, brilliant. Harry, it's funny because we just had Paolo Di Canio last week.
He's doing it again. He's name dropping.
Yeah, we had Paolo last week, another good act, and he did one in Bournemouth, and Harry turned up as a surprise guest, and it was a great video. If you can see it out there, have a look. He was gobsmacked, Paolo. Another good one. But Harry is he's a great guy. Tells some great stories. We're banter. There's so much humour to his acts as well, and he's a bubbly character. We see that when he was in management as well. I love meeting him. I just wish I had a bit more time as a one-on-one, which I don't get enough at events, unfortunately. I've been told to, but I don't because I like to make sure the
So when I see you at the Harry Redknapp gig in May, I have to, Simon, sit down. Because I know when I met you at Ryan Giggs, and I'm going, Simon, do you want a drink? No, and he's running around, ladies and gentlemen, and he's like doing all these things, and you feel like, Simon, just sit down for 5 minutes, just sit down for 5 minutes. But I can assure you, he won't sit down. Because he cares about his events so much, so obviously we said about Harry Redknapp in May.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you touched on there about events. It's 100% I want people to enjoy the night, they come back, and that's a big focus of mine as well. I'll do a little bit of comparing now, I'll build a little to that. I don't think I'll be on the Harry one, but we touched on the buzz. Do we get a buzz when an act's act? I'll probably get more buzz when we're at the act now, and people say, you enjoy it, and I go, I enjoy it about 11 o'clock when I know everyone's had a good time. That's how I kind of feel with it as well, that everyone's coming enjoying themselves. They met someone they don't going to meet every day. And like I say, the names were there. Harry as well. We've got the Talk Football one with Alan Brazil and Ray Parlour.
Alan Brazil is somebody that I'm probably going to embarrass him. He's somebody I've known growing up and stuff like that. So Alan Brazil is somebody.
Yeah, interestingly, he's not one we've had. Well, obviously, we've worked with quite a few. It's like with Harry, it's our second time with him. Alan was never done. Ray Parlour, just touching the other side of the act. We hear them each morning. The radio, everyone gets a buzz listening to them both, and the stories and the banter and things with the Ali McCoy side of it as well.
Yeah, because they're actually on Talk. They're on Talk Sport, aren't they?
Ray Parlour, I had Ray many years ago, is absolutely brilliant. Ray Parlour is one of the best we've had. Very bubbly character. So I'd say both of them absolutely brilliant. Call it a dream team. You probably could as an event wise to get two different aspects as well. So that'd be another brilliant one. For us.
Not only does he do the event, you've actually got a shop as well, haven't you?
Yeah, let's touch on
Maria. And we have to big up Maria.
Yeah.
I did mention that I will big up Maria. Explain who Maria is and what the shop is.
Maria's my events shop manager. I try to leave her alone and to run it, should we say. It's not so easy because I'm a panicker at times. I try not, you've touched on it, you've probably seen it a bit with events and wise, but yeah, we've got a shop in Grimsby. We do framing, we do prize draws, signed memorabilia framed and stuff like that. So if you're ever looking for items, get in touch on Lait shop page. And Maria, she works there in the week, and then so obviously she does a lot of the running events. So when the events are put together, I'll name the act, who we're having. She'll plan and look after the table situations, who's sitting where, and obviously when tickets are purchased, she puts all that together and things like that. So
if you buy a ticket for an event, you're going to be dealing with Maria.
Yeah,
lovely Maria. I said I'd give her a big shout out and stuff. Not that we've been talking. So what sort of times does the shop open and stuff?
It's 8:30 till 4:30 daily. And like I say, we have got a shop page, so you can obviously if you're not close to the Grimsby, Cleethorpes area, you can look online, and we're working in different areas. We have the delivery service as well. So, and like I say, prize draw page,
memorabilia.
Yeah, exactly.
All sorts of things. So, if anybody's interested in going to Simon's events, like you say, we will put all the details on our platforms as well. And where can we buy tickets, and where can we find you on your
so if you're looking for tickets, w.norlate.com is on the website. That's the main area to sort of purchase. If you can purchase direct. If you're looking for sponsorship or bigger tables, I can be contacted.
We'll put Simon's contact details on our platforms.
Well. That's great. So we can have a bit of conversation. Just bear with me at times if I don't answer. One, I could be busy from football, scouting. I am a shift.
This is a man that doesn't stop.
Yes, I do get told that. I don't think I get time to sleep at times and stuff like that. My head's always ticking with something different to do, should we say, or think about. But yeah, it's I'm always I prefer a phone call. It's easier than sometimes you can get a message and you're answering a lot, so I'd rather a phone call all the time, to be fair. So a lot better.
Simon North, thank you so much for talking to the #LinksLivesNatters podcast. Like I say, everything that Simon has talked about, all the links, the website address will all be on our platform. Simon North, thank you again.
Appreciate it. Thanks for your time and thanks for your support.
Well, that brings us to the end of this very exciting episode. My thanks to Simon North from Lait Sports for joining us and nattering. If you wanted to attend one of Simon's events, he has an evening with Paul Gascoigne on Friday the 22nd of March at the Doubletree by Hilton Lincoln, proudly sponsored by Eastern Industrial Door Services Limited. Also, if you wanted to attend the Lincoln City Legends with Matt Reed, Neil Erdley, Scott Kerr and Simon Yayo on Friday the 9th of August, also at the Doubletree by Hilton Lincoln, you can purchase your tickets at www.nor-late.com. Also, thank you to the George Ball Technology Centre in Lincoln for hosting our podcast recording today. Thank you to my technical team for doing all the technical bits. If you enjoy our show, please subscribe to our podcast, available on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple and Google Podcast. And be sure to come back next week for more interesting interviews from the heart of Lincolnshire. Until then, this is Shelley signing off for now. We'll see you soon.